Thank you indeed for staying with us. It's time for Sports in the Full View. Thank you to Griselda Lewis and Stephen Grootes on the election debate that we had earlier in the program. Let's, soften it up a little bit now. Some sports news. The South African Senior Athletics Championships kicked off in Germiston, the east rand of Johannesburg, earlier Thursday. Now, where the country's fastest runners and highest jumpers, as well as furthest throwers, square off for the next couple of days. Joining me to have a chat on this is independent media analyst via the telephone line, Manfred Seidler. Manfred, thank you indeed for joining us right on SABC News channel. We spoke earlier this morning, Manfred. I gave you a call as prepared, we prepared rather for tonight. The skies were dark, the clouds above, the heavens then opened up, it bucketed down. We never thought we would have an SA Senior Championships, and it did happen eventually.
It did, Teresa. It was actually quite scary. They had to stop the competition for an hour and a half. It wasn't just the bucketing down, it was also lightning strikes and obviously thunder. So it was, obviously the competition had to be put on hold for safety reasons. But the track was underwater. I think you saw the picture that I sent you, and the track was just underwater. We were actually joking, where's Chad Leclerc, where's Cameron van der Berg? We're looking for the swimmers. But in the end, it did start again at 11 o'clock, and things went as per normal, and they did make up the time, which was really, really good. So,
Yeah, let's speak about that. Manfred, we're all expecting Wade van Niekerk to have a run today, or finally see Wade van Niekerk today. He didn't get a run. I know you spoke to him, but we're going to roll that clip in a short while. When you spoke to Wade, what happened? What was the reasons? I hear some of the reasons was the weather itself, that he didn't think it was conducive to have a quick run on day one.
Look, it was quite an interesting conversation. He was quite honest about it. He said he wants to run, but he's also professional, and he's got one thing in mind, and it's a sub 43. That's it. He wants a sub 43. He's not going to do anything to jeopardize it. So the faintest little niggle or concern, and they will, he and his team will rather take the safe option. The goal is 2020. That's the Olympics. Yes, he wants to compete at the Worlds. Yes, he will be competing in Europe this year. He declined to tell us which event it is. But you can't fault him. It was a career-threatening injury. They put a lot of effort into getting his knee sorted, and they're simply not taking any chances. And sure, it's disappointing. But, there's a bigger picture here.
Yeah. Let's speak about, in fact, as I said, alluded to right now, Manfred, you did speak to Wade van Niekerk. Let's have our viewers to have a quick listen at what has Wade had to say, in particular with not running today.
Wade, sad news that you're not running today. Just explain to us why.
Yeah, I think it's just really trying to take the correct decisions now. So early in the year, not to put myself in any harm or any way. It was a bit chilly this entire week, prepping up for essays and coming through here as well. It was quite cold, and it caused a bit of tightness in my leg, and we decided to not risk it.
You've been posting on social media how keen you are to come back, and it's a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. Are you disappointed about today?
I think I'm really content at this stage now. I know that there's a lot of hard work that needs to be put in, and I need to invest the correct times and go through the correct steps to make sure that I come back to the level that I want to be at. So that's really what's important, is to make sure that I can come back at an international level, not at a level where someone can, I guess, feel that there's an opportunity or loophole for them. So I want to make sure that I'm on my A game and make sure that I can compete before I risk anything.
You're saying obviously 2020 is the goal. What's the plan for 2019? Are you still thinking about defending your title?
No, I'd definitely love to compete, but it's, like I said, it's a patient process. It's one that I want to respect, one that I need to be patient towards and try and make sure.
Thank you indeed. Apologies for the sound they're coming at home, but it was a noisy venue, Manfred, and thank you indeed for getting that interview. Let's now go through to day one, and as far as how it planned out. The speedsters were on show. We saw the 300-meter, the three heats rather, in the 100-meter dash, and the final happened a short while ago.
It did indeed, and it's really interesting to see. So Simon Machakwe, he came out and won again. He defended his title from last year. He's now the only South African to have ever won 8 national sprint titles. No one else has done it. Remember, he had that period from 2009 to 2014 was just unbeatable. And of course, the first South African to break 10 seconds. And unfortunately, missing out on a spot in the 2012 Olympics. I mean, he qualified 8 times for the Olympics. But he didn't do it in Europe, so they wouldn't send him, which was very narrow-minded. But anyway, unfortunately, then, of course, there was the drug issue. I mean, he was banned for 2 years, and he's come back, and he's looking good. He's looking strong. He's 33 years old. Obviously, he was looking forward to race against Akani Simbine, but he's focusing on the 200 meters at the champs. But look, he defended his title. It's now off to the World Relay Championships in May, and after that, he says he's only got one thing on his mind, and that's the sub-10. So good to see him back.
About the 100 meters as well, I mean, I would have liked to see, the speedster himself, Simbine, running. What happened to him?
So Kanye has opted not to do the 100 at these SA champs. He's rather doing the 200 meters. It's still, their focus is obviously the 100 meters, but it's a really, really long season. And they just thought that the 200 meters at this point in time would fit better into their season structure. And look, we can look forward to a really, really good competition. We've got Clarence Munyai coming up, and he's a 19.69 man. So would he deal with the pressure of Akani Simbine? It's going to be a great race. It's probably the race of the championships.
Yeah, it looks good so far. Let's move on as well. Plenty field events as well. There was the females hammer throw event. How did that pan out?
Yeah, look, a 61, just under 62 meter throw. I think we've struggled with hammer throw for a while now in South Africa. Elmarie Knudsen was the only lady who really was able to actually almost compete on the world stage. So, I do think our field events were really good in the hammer. And the woman at one stage, we were really good. The men's hammer was Chris Harms. I mean, obviously he's been around for a long time. In fact, he's going for his 23rd or 24th consecutive national title. He holds the world record for most national titles. Obviously remember Marius Corbett in the javelin and so on. So there's been a bit of a dip on the field event side for us, which is a bit disconcerting. Obviously the long jump is doing well. I mean, Ruswell, Luvo and Zark Visser as well. I mean, they're all doing really well. But the field events, I think it needs some work.
I hear Rocco van Rooyen, he was a good meter ahead of this field as far as that was concerned.
He was, and that's frightening because he only, and I say it in inverted commas, 77 meters, and that's just, that's 6-7 meters off the world stage. If you're going to be competitive, you've got to be throwing 84 meters plus. Yeah. And Rocco's gone that far. It's not as if he can't do that. So. It is something that we need to be concerned about. I do believe that. Yeah. But he came. Ironically enough, he's competing for Mr. South Africa, and that's more his focus now than his javelin competition. Yeah. So he comes out and wins it.
Manfred, we're running out of time, but I have to ask you this one: women's high jump quickly. It's always a good one to see, especially when it comes from the history we have with the likes of Hestry. Unfortunately, we always have to refer to Hestry Klute because she was the queen of high jump.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hestry, double world champion, 2-time Olympic silver medalist. Julia Du Plessis defending her title, 1.80 meters, but she won that on countback. And Julia's also better than 1.8. She should be jumping 1.9, 1.95. And we've had good high jumpers. It wasn't just Hestry. We had a couple of other ladies as well. And that's, again, another area of concern. Why are we not following through on those kind of things? Yeah,
Manfred Seidler, thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we have to cut it there, but we will be coming back to you throughout the next couple of days at the SA Senior Championships and will give us the latest updates. And thank you very much. Much appreciated for your time as we look forward to seeing South Africa's best run, throw and jump higher. We're looking forward to the World Champs later this year. Manfred Seidler joining us on the line there, independent media analyst speaking to us on day one of the Athletics South Africa Senior Championships, which kicked off in Germiston.